Suspect in a deadly double shooting in Killeen is being held on a $3 million bond, charged with capital murder of multiple persons.
His name is Louis Lamar Simpson, and he is booked in the county jail right behind me. They actually caught him on the scene Friday, and they caught him on the scene Friday at the residence when police were called for that domestic dispute. They went inside, and that's where they found Tina McGruden and Diana McGruden shot, and they actually took them to the hospital where they later succumbed to their injuries.
On December 8, 2023, a community in Killeen, Texas will be brought to sadness after a terrifying attack on two beloved individuals. A mother and daughter will be tragically shot down after a verbal and physical argument with a male suspect. As police arrived on the scene, they saw a man outside the residence that appeared to be fidgety and nervous and was trying to rush away from the scene. While speaking with the officers, screams could be heard coming from inside the home. The man would be detained, and that's when officers entered the home and located two women who had been shot. The man outside the home would be taken into police custody and would be questioned, and according to the affidavit, he would blame one of the victims for what happened, and he would say it was because of her, and she should have never put me in jail before. In Killeen, Texas, a hardworking mother of two, 53-year-old Tina McGruden, would set her life up to serve her community. First, by serving in the U.S. Army for 20 years, from 1989 to 2009, and obtaining 4 degrees, with her last degree being a Master of Science in Clinical Mental Health Counseling at Texas A&M University in Central Texas. She would eventually become a beloved mental health therapist in Round Rock, Texas, and she would take pride in helping others, and there was no one-size-fit-all approach because she knew every individual was different. Tina worked with individuals, couples, families, adolescents, and children. Plus, as a retired military veteran, she had an advantage of understanding the military culture and helping veterans too. According to family members, she was a very classy lady and always stood for family and love and was just so very caring. She literally dedicated her whole life to make others' lives better. During her time in the Army, she would end up having 2 kids with another person of service in the Army by the name of Louis Lamar Simpson. Louis served from 1990 to 2003. During that time, they had 2 sons. Their first son, Louis Jr., in 1997, and another son, Christian, around the year 2000. As the years passed, Louis Sr. would get into the music business and was well known in the South. According to his bio, he was born in Shreveport, Louisiana, and raised in Oil City, Louisiana. After the Army, he said he regained confidence to expose the world to his art and said it was never too late to get things popping. He loved his sons deeply and did everything he could for them to have a great life, and so did Tina. Louis Sr. was mostly known by his rap name, P.O.T., and was starting to make some noise in the South in the early 2010s.
There you go.
What's up with it? We out here in the ATL, me and my nigga P.O.T.
Motherfucking T. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, this baby savage, you know what I'm saying? Your next motherfucking entrepreneur, my nigga. You can hate on him and shit, but you gotta see him every day on them billboards in Shreveport, Louisiana, nigga. But you know what? We in ATL right now, bro.
Hold on.
Not Atlanta, Texas, my nigga. We're in Atlanta, G8 right now.
Yeah, all day long.
Hustling, trying to sell CDs, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Louis Sr. was doing shows, making videos, and bumping elbows with the likes of MJG, Bone Crusher, Charlie Boy, Baby Savage, Jazzy Faye, and many more. However, sadly, before he could make his stardom, he would pass away at the age of 42 on July 9, 2015, leaving his kids' world shattered. Both Louis Jr. and Christian appeared in a music video and truly looked up to their dad. Both boys were in their teen years when their dad passed away, and both sides of the family rallied around them to continue showing the love that their father gave them. Tina's mother, Deanna, was one of those people. She loved her grandchildren and was always there to support her family. Miss Deanna could light up any room in sad times and was always full of jokes, according to family and friends. However, as Louis Jr. became an adult, who I will refer to as Junior going forward, he did not see eye to eye with his mother, and they would have their share of problems. According to police reports, Junior will rack up a criminal record, including a prior conviction for assaulting, causing bodily injury to a family member. Plus, The Bell County court records show that Tina filed a civil suit against him back on December 7, 2021, as she sought to evict him. The case was decided by the Justice of Peace, and when Junior did not appear for the court date on December 20, 2021, a court ruled in Tina's favor. The judge ordered that Junior vacate the premises and pay back rent plus a 5% annual interest rate. With Tina being a military mom, I am pretty sure she expected her boys to succeed in life. Tina and Lewis Sr. both served their country and were successful in their own rights. I am sure they wanted the same for their kids. Along the way, something major had changed. Whether it was mental health, who knows? But research says children of military families often experience stressors before and during their parents' deployment and when they come home. Without appropriate mental health support system, children of military personnel are generally at a significant disadvantage compared with their peers in non-military families. Could that have been the issue with Junior? Or was he just spoiled and wanted mommy to take care of him? Whatever the case it was, he was heading down the wrong path and would end up in a place that he could not turn back from. On Friday, December 8th, around 1:30 p.m., Tina called 911 to advise that her son Junior had threatened her and her mother, Deanna McGruder's life. Tina told the dispatcher that her son had struck her with his hand and also advised that Junior was in possession of a firearm, according to the police report. The police rushed to the home, and that is when they saw, who would be later confirmed as Lewis Jr., outside the residence, fidgety and nervous, with a gun on him. It was said that Junior was trying to rush away from the home when officers heard screaming coming from inside the home, and Junior would be detained then and there, and that's when officers entered the home to a horror scene. Tina would be located first, and according to police, she had lost a great deal of bodily fluids. She was gasping for air and could barely speak. Tina would fight to get her words out and said that she could not breathe. Despite all the agony she had to be feeling, when asked who shot her, she answered, "Son." Her mother, 75-year-old Deanna, would be found face down in the dining room in a large pool of bodily fluids. Officers provided medical care, both women, until EMS arrived on scene, and both women were transported to 2 different area hospitals, still alive at the time. Sadly, Deanna passed away at 2:41 p.m. from her gunshot wound to the chest, and Tina passed away at 2:45 p.m. from multiple gunshot wounds to the chest that day. Allegedly, Junior took the life of his own mother and grandmother for his own selfish reasons. Investigators would interrogate Junior, and he would tell detectives that Tina put him in jail before, and that was the worst mistake she could have ever made. The audacity of him, your own mother and granny. Junior allegedly admitted to the shooting and said that he believes he fired about 7 times. He's talking like it was an intruder or something, just cold-hearted. The even more insane part is Junior allegedly admitted he considered shooting one of the officers when they arrived, but did not because the officer already had his hand on his service weapon. So he was not prepared to be unalived himself. Unbelievable. Also, police report, he stated words like that he didn't mean to unalive them and he did not do a headshot, but at the same time, he did not want his mother and granny to get up and effing stop him. I know his father, his namesake, is rolling over in his grave about this. Now the 26-year-old Lewis Lamar Simpson Jr. is facing 2 counts of capital unaliving and is being held in the Bell County Jail on a $3 million bond. I doubt that he will ever get out of jail if convicted, and rightfully so, because he is obviously very dangerous at this point. Hopefully the system won't fail and put him in whichever place he needs to go, whether it's jail or a mental institution, because he obviously has lost his mind. His parents gave him what a lot of kids would have appreciated: a nice home, nice clothes, trips, Disney World, and so forth. And I bet no one in the family would have ever thought he would grow up to do what he is alleged to have done. So very sad. My deepest thoughts and prayers are with his family at this difficult time, especially for Christian, because now he has no parents. Please don't forget to let me know what you think about the situation and what you think the root cause was for him to completely snap on his mother and grandmother. Definitely not a normal situation. Also, don't forget to comment your prayers for this family in this difficult time. And don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember, stay woke. Things change quickly.